please like sum this entire thing in like few lines? Like, how was your experience working on the entire thing?
It's an extremely great learning experience.
Okay.
Like all the other projects are, but this one, in terms of production pipeline and coming up with the performances, etc., it was like hugely challenging, um, painful. Also, on the side, I can't deny the fact that it was painful, because most of the in the first 4 or 5 films that we presented to the client, in spite of having taken them through the storyboards, character designs, car designs, everything in detail, when we showed the film for the first time, they would look at it like a storybook, start telling you, now we don't want that, we want that, we don't want that, can you do an option for this, can you do, so we had to almost do every film 3 times over. Delivered everything in 1.5 months. We started, I think March 5th or something we started, and we delivered films were on air on the 26th of April.
Yeah, yeah.
So, I mean, that's the time we took. So, within that time, we did so many times over. Considering that, the people who we are working with are novices in this field. Though we told them right at the PPM, pre-production meeting, that you will be seeing films in this stage. You'll be seeing a storyboard. Okay, this is what you need to take a call on. And then we would show them a boardmatics where we actually time the storyboard and show it to them. Yeah, this is the flow of the film. This is how your 30 seconds is going to look. Then we would show them a playblast movie where 3D animation is finished but it's unrendered. Okay. Then we show them a colored film, and then the comments start. So to all the other stages they would say okay, but once the final film is shown, they would say that something is not right. This is what is bothering us, and you can imagine this when you have a marketing team. I mean, they have a big team of people who have a say in the project. So they all have like different concerns coming at you. And you generally know for a fact that if people like the film, and then your majority of the job is fulfilled. If people don't like it, how much of branding you put in, how matter how much of color coding you do to the film, it's not going to really appeal to them if they don't like it. Then even if you air it many times, it becomes a nuisance rather than a film that would work for. That's a bit, but people, I mean, they were understanding towards the end. I think the last 2 films went really smooth.
Okay.
So I think if they do another set of 8 or something like that, I mean, it'll be much more easier for them. Yeah, because now they know what to expect when they see one stage, and what they will get at the end of the day. So that's something that they are now pretty much clear, I think.
Okay, Eeksaurus has like come up with different ways to communicate messages every time, So like, what are the forthcoming projects that we should like look out for?
Um, we are closing in on MIPCOM in October. So we are working on a couple of pilot content projects, which is our own scripts and our own ideas. So that's something that we are working on. Apart from that, we are working on 3 short films. One is done clay animation. We've been doing the pre-production for that since 2 years now. The shooting has just begun. It will go on for another 8 months. That is, that's happening in my other studio in Bandra.
Alright.
The shooting work is happening there, which is a story that I have developed and based on a family on the streets of Mumbai. A very touching story, not too much of, we're not trying to commercialize it in any way. Then we are doing a 3D short film, which is again duration must be going to around 10 minutes. It's a very, very unique idea. I mean, I would like you maybe to reveal it a little later when I have some more materials to share with you. And then there's a 2D short film we're working on. These are all not like, one of those big commercial things. They are not TV series variety, where you don't have it. And then we are also working on TV series ideas. For some of them are targeted national broadcasters. Some of them are internationally targeted. Then apart from that, we are working on a couple of 3 or 4 commercials. is a very slow and gradual process. From the time we started our studio way back in, I mean, I'm talking about famous also animation when I started it in way back in 1998, there were no takers for the kind of different styles of animation then. When, as you all know, Mr. Ramon's studio was pioneering in the ad work then, and most of the all the works, in fact, were mostly towards bending towards the classical Disney kind of animation styles then, right? So for us to actually break into this market and prove to people that different medium can work and different stylized looks also can give you unique uh, recall value. It took us some time. People, and we did it with a lot of sacrifices. Like I always tell in my forums also, we did it with a lot of sacrifices, where we got like peanuts to put certain different kind of different looking films of ours on TV, like especially channels like Channel V and TV and all. We had to like give away a lot of products like Simpu, for example. When we gave it to, when I always tell we gave it for 25,000 rupees, one 1 minute of Simpu. At that point of time, we were trying to create a market for, and then when we did other different styles, we did stop motion, etc. for MTV, extensive 35mm shoot. I mean, it was all done at so cheap manner in terms of pricing. Today, people have opened up their mindset to seeing and accepting different forms of animation, and that has been our plus point. We've been always trying to initiate the market with different ways of animation, different combinations of animation and live action, like how the Usha film was. I mean, just another combination of two many different kind of animation. But people are opening up to it. Mature agencies are much more experimental, and they have much more fire in this area. They can also handhold their clients and companies and tell them that okay, this is going to work for you, and I mean, it does work. I mean, I heard from the agency recently that Usha Films actually helped the Usha sales boost up to 35%. I mean, it was a company that was almost dormant in that sector for some time, for some years, I think. So, which is a great achievement, when people actually reciprocate the kind of input that we put in to make a film, and when it comes back as like tangible results like this, that really shows that things are working for people. Yeah, I mean, when you're in this when you're mainly doing ad film business, that is something that you cannot say that I don't give a damn about. I'm a filmmaker. I'll do my film the way I want. And, I don't care about whether they sell or not. I put a back shot in the corner somewhere, and I do my film. That's not the way we have to. That is a very arty kind of approach, which we don't believe in. I mean, even when you're doing a very emotionally connected short film, which is supposed to make people cry or smile or whatever, we want it to go through a very logical process, which would really bring results rather than be very vague and non-influencing.